Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Book Geek, also known as Kiava, and I've started a new segment where I recommend books to you based off what people have recommended to me. I like to call it my viewer recommendations. So recently I went to Facebook and Instagram and I asked people to recommend Black romance books to me. I got a few suggestions and then I did a little bit more research and I came up with 15 recommendations for you guys. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. These are 15 romance novels by Black authors based off what people have recommended to me and based off some of my own recommendations. The first book on the list is Make a Scene by Mimi Grace. So the cover of this book is so sweet, so cute. This is an adult contemporary romance novel. Let's see what this book is about. Faking this relationship should be a piece of cake. Retta Majors is having a bad day, but that's to be expected when your ex gets engaged to your cousin. Ooh, scalding hot tea. Instead of totally freaking out, Retta decides to attend the wedding with her amazing, faithful, and handsome boyfriend. One problem, he doesn't exist. Duncan Gilmore is living his dream. His boxing gym is open for business, and he's focused on success. The last thing on his mind is a relationship. That is, until the beautiful baker next door makes him an offer so bizarre he can't refuse. One weekend of pretending to be Retta's boyfriend should be easy. However, shared kisses and some flirting start to blur the lines in their fake relationship. When their performance draws to a close, will they go their separate ways or return for an encore? Your love, you're so good, deserves an encore. Your love. I don't know that song. Yeah. Okay. This sounds so cute. Maybe I'll add it to my list. I'm already reading one Mimi Grace book for the month of February. Okay, the next recommendation I have for you in this category is Finding Joy by Adriana Herrera. This is a queer contemporary romance novel. Looks like boy on boy, and I am here for it. Once again, love the cute cartoony cover. As his 26th birthday approaches, Desta Joy Walker finds himself in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the one place he's been actively avoiding most of his life. For Desta, the East African capital encompasses some of the happiest and saddest parts of his life, his first home and the place where his father died. When an unavoidable work obligation lands him there for 12 weeks, he may finally have a chance for the closure he so desperately needs. What Desta never expected was to catch a glimpse of his future as he reconnects with the beautiful country and his family's past. Elias has never met an opportunity he hasn't seized, except, of course, for the life-changing one he stubbornly ignored for the past 9 months. He'd be a fool not to accept the chance to pursue his doctoral studies in the U.S., but saying yes means leaving his homeland, and Elias isn't ready to make that commitment. Meeting Desta, the Dominican-American emergency relief worker with the easy smile and sad eyes, makes Elias want things he's never envisioned for himself. Rediscovering his country through Desta's eyes emboldens Elias to reach for a future where he can be open about every part of himself. But when something threatens the future that's within their grasp, Elias and Desta must put it all on the line for love. Okay. Loving the cultural aspects of this story. Sounds like it's going to be a good one. I think this one is actually on my Goodreads list. I added this one recently, so that's a plus. The next one is Not Just Another Interlude by Laura T. Kareem. I'm looking down at my notes, okay? This is a adult Western African romance story. I really, really, really love the cover of this next one. It looks so sweet. And that is Behind the Scenes by Christina C. Jones. Perfect, privileged, strong. That wasn't a strong voice. Perfect, privileged, strong, spoiled, uptight, useless. If there's any one thing Pierre and Logan have in common, it's their ability to invite snap judgments based on shallow views of who they are. Logan is the privileged only daughter of a respected family whose legacy runs long and deep. Pierre, I had a crush on somebody named Pierre when I was a little girl. Pierre is the moody, orphaned son of a big screen royalty who couldn't possibly live up to the prestige of his pedigree. Or maybe not. Perhaps they're just two people trying to navigate the pressures of a world hell-bent on telling them what they should be and eschewing the limits of other people's expectations. Maybe what they need most is somebody who can see beyond the shallow first impressions. Just one person they can allow to see behind the scenes of who they are. Maybe they have more in common than it seems. I'm all here for the adult romances. The next one is Upsy Daisy by Chelsea Edwards. This is a new adult contemporary romance novel. College cookies, capers, oh my. Daisy Payton has everything except, why can't I talk today? Maybe I'm thirsty. Exceptional grades, impeccable clothes, model family. But perfection comes at a high cost, and Daisy is wilting. Determined to use college as her chance to bloom anew, she's focused on only one thing, leaving the Payton name behind and forging her own path, even if she has to tell the teeniest of fibs to do it. Trevor Boone has nothing. Abandoned as a child, raised by distant relatives, constantly reminded he's a burden. Trevor's lived at the edges of opulence for years, having all he's ever desired dangled just out of reach. But his ambition is finally about to pay off, and nothing will distract him from his goal, finishing college top of his class and starting life on his own terms. When Daisy and Trevor meet, it's clear from the start that they'll tempt each other to distraction. Can they learn to put their ambitions aside and fall, or will they lose it all? Or maybe they'll achieve their goals and achieve love at the same time. Maybe these two people won't have to put anything to the side and jeopardize any of their goals in order to obtain love. I mean, I hate these stories where someone gives up all their hopes and dreams for love. Listen, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love stories, but I also want this person to have more to live for than just this person. Does that make sense? Like giving up everything that you've worked so hard for. I don't know how I feel about that at 33 years old. I need the security. I worked hard for that. You can have both. You know that, right? These love stories that put these two things on a fucking, what they call it, scale. Put these two things on a scale. I want both. I want it all. I want to achieve my fucking goals, and I want the man too. Why can't I have both? Okay. The next book I have here that I want to talk to you about is Where the Honey Bells Grow. This is by Ruthie Lenore. This book actually was released last year. I've never heard of it. Quinn Garland ran away from Honey Bell's ranch 20 years ago, but now his best friends get married. He only plans to stay in Bell Bush long enough to see the rice throne, but his uncle asks him for help over the summer. Catching up with the locals and even a few enemies makes for a long, hot summer for Quinn. but meeting newcomer Gertie Gordon feels like a cool breeze. Reopening her grandmother's restaurant wasn't why Gertie came to Bellbush. That happened by accident. All she wanted to do was blend in with the locals, enjoy quiet Sundays with her dog Joe, and be left alone. Too bad Quinn didn't know that. Not only did he ruin her Sunday, but he also ruined her Monday. Gertie knew Quinn would only be in Bellbush for the summer, but his arm tattoos and cowboy hat were hard to resist. A few dances and a kiss or 12 later left them both too mesmerized to care that his stay had an expiration date. When the opportunity of a lifetime comes his way, he doesn't think twice about taking it. With everyone's blessing, he puts hundreds of miles between him and Bellbush, only to discover miles don't erase memories. Oh, this sounds like a sweet story. When I asked for recommendations for Black romance books, some very popular names came up. Alyssa Cole, Talia Hibbert, Beverly Jenkins, and Jasmine Guillory. So I'm going to recommend any of those authors' romance books. I'm actually currently reading an Alyssa Cole book. This is my first time reading one of her romance books. This is my first time reading any of her books, actually. So interested to see what all the hype is about, because she was the first person's name that came up when I asked for recommendations. The next one is a young adult contemporary romance novel. This one was actually just released last month. It is described as Jane the Virgin meets To All the Boys I've Loved Before. And that book is titled Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. The next recommendation is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. This one doesn't get released until May 4th of this year. It is a young adult contemporary romance. This next one is titled Taffy. It is a historical romance. This one is by Suzette D. Harrison. Welcome to the sleepy all-black southern town where colored residents proudly declare, "Ain't nothing white here, 'cept milk and teeth." It's 1935. A press and curl costs a quarter. Lord, a quarter. Records play on phonographs and a telephone is a luxury. Meet 23-year-old Taffy Bledsoe Freeman. She doesn't need her gift of second sight to know her mockery of a marriage to a man twice her age is far from good. After a 7-year exile up north, Taffy travels down home to the small town bearing her family's name, plotting her escape from a marriage not worth the price of a press and curl. Girl! She only needs to retrieve the son her husband banished to her parents' care before boarding a train headed for the Windy City filled with liberty and opportunity. Instead, Taffy stumbles into Rome Ellis, the man Taffy meant to marry. This sounds good. 26-year-old Rome Ellis is a broad-shouldered, hard-bodied Pullman porter riding the rails coast to coast, outrunning the bitter heartbreak Taffy left behind. Now, after a 7-year absence, Rome is face to face with his first love. Anger ignites. Old wounds are exposed. But when pain subsides, passion rises, thrusting Taffy and Rome into a hurricane of buried secrets and lies. Reminiscent of the works of Bernice McFadden, Bertice Berry, and Andrea Smith, this historical romance is bathed in Southern lore and sweeping imagery. Lyrical and powerful, Taffy is a story of restoration and redemption that you won't soon forget. This book sounds good. I should have put this one on my readathon list. Taffy. Okay, I'm going to have to add that one. Want to read that one. Yeah. Sounds remarkable. The next one is titled Sweet Hand. This is a adult contemporary romance. The next book recommendation is titled Ties That Tether, When a Nigerian woman falls for a man she knows will break her mother's heart, she must choose between love and her family. Oh, decisions, decisions. And these are love stories. I'm telling you, there's always something. 12 years old, is it Azair? Promised her dying father she would marry a Nigerian man and preserve her culture even after immigrating to Canada. Her mother has been vigilant about forcing her to stay well within the Nigerian dating pool ever since. But when another match made by mom goes wrong, Azair ends up at a bar, enjoying the company and later sharing the bed of Rafael Castellano, a man who is tall, handsome, and white. Uh-oh, that's going to be a problem. When their one-night stand unexpectedly evolves into something serious, Azair is caught between her growing feelings for Raphael and the compulsive need to please her mother, who will never accept a relationship that threatens to dilute Azair's Nigerian heritage. Azair can't help wondering if loving Raphael makes her any less of a Nigerian. Can she be with him without compromising her identity? The answer will either cause Azair to be audacious and fight for her happiness or continue as the compliant daughter. I see some good reviews here also. Okay, the next recommendation is The Boyfriend Project by Farah Roshan. Samaya Brooks never thought she would be that girl, but a live tweet of a horrific date just revealed the painful truth. She's been catfished by a 3-timing jerk of a boyfriend. Suddenly, Samaya, along with his 2 other girlfriends, London and Taylor, have gone viral online. Now the 3 new besties are making a pact to spend the next 6 months investing in themselves. No men, no dating, and no worrying about their relationship status. For once, Samaya is putting herself first, and that includes finally developing the app she's always dreamed of creating, which is the exact moment she meets the deliciously sexy, honey-eyed Daniel Collins at work. What are the chances? When it comes to love, there's no such thing as a coincidence. But is Daniel really boyfriend material, or is he maybe just a little too good to be true? Oh, seems like she's going to put him to the test. Is that why this is called The Boyfriend Project? This, by the way, is an adult contemporary romance. The next book is titled Not Broken by Mika James. This next recommendation is a book that I have actually read. The only one on this list that I've actually read. And that is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kann. Claire Kann or Claire Kann? I'm terrible with names, y'all. I'm so sorry. I actually thought this book was really, really cute. Alice had her whole summer planned, non-stop, all-you-can-eat buffets while marathoning her favorite TV shows, Best Friends totally included, with the smallest dash of adulting, working at the library to pay her share of the rent. The only thing missing from her perfect plan? Her girlfriend, who ended things when Alice confessed she's asexual. Alice is done with dating. No thank you, do not pass go, stick a fork in her, done. But then Alice meets Takumi, and she can't stop thinking about him or the rom-com grade romance feels she did not ask for. Uncertainty, butterflies, and swoons, oh my, when her blissful summer takes an unexpected turn, and Takumi becomes her knight with a shiny library employee badge. Close enough. Alice has to decide if she's willing to risk their friendship for a love that might not be reciprocated or understood. This book is adorable. You gotta read this one. All right, let's talk about the last recommendation. And you know, this is crazy because none of these books are coming up when I type them into the search bar on Goodreads. Like, none of these black romance books are coming up. I have to go to Google, and then Google will give me it's not even coming up. I have to go to Google, and then Google will give me a Goodreads selection, and then I'll click that, and then it's there on Goodreads. But if I type it into this fucking search bar on Goodreads, it's not coming up. Like, what is the problem? They need to fix that. Who can I talk to about that? Because every fucking book from this list that I've typed in did not come up. Ridiculous. This last one is a young adult contemporary romance. It is by Renee Watson, and it is titled Love is a Revolution. This one was just released February 2nd of this year, when Nala Robertson reluctantly agrees to attend an open mic night for her cousin, sister, friend, Amani's birthday. She finds herself falling in instant love with Ty Brown, the MC. He's perfect, except Ty is an activist and is spending the summer putting on events for the community, when Nala would rather watch movies and try out the new seasonal flavors at the local creamery. In order to impress Ty, Nyla tells a few tiny lies to have enough in common with him. As they spend more time together, sharing more of themselves, some of those lies get harder to keep up. As Nala falls deeper into keeping up her lies and into love, she'll learn all the ways love is hard and how self-love is revolutionary. So that is it, guys. Those are 15 romance novels by black authors. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.